Hey everyone, George here, the Disney Family Man. I am back with another video. And just so you know, this is all being filmed together, but I'm breaking it down into segments. So every time that you see a new one, you're probably seeing us in our same attire. No, we do not wear the same clothes day after day. So I just want to point that out to everyone so you could have a big sigh of relief.
Don't believe them. We haven't showered in days.
Yeah. We got to get all this information out first before we shower. So once again, OrangeGrove55 is joining me again with another topic. And this one kind of not only caught me by surprise, but I think it caught a lot of people by surprise in the Disney community that recently the Walt Disney Company announced its 2021 openings for the parks, like everything that's going to be open, like the Ratatouille ride at Epcot and the Avengers Campus at Disney California Adventure. But there were a few attractions that were not on the list for 2021, and we thought for sure that they would be ready to go in time for Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. And the two that were not on the list was the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I almost said Mission Breakout, but Mission Breakout's already opened at DCA. So yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coaster over at Epcot, and Tron. And I was really bummed because I thought I'm actually planning a trip to be down at Walt Disney World for the 50th, and not even just during like the 50th celebration. I am actually going on October 1st at the Magic Kingdom. So I will be there on its actual 50th birthday. And just being there alone, I can't wait for that. But I was really looking forward to these rides being part of my trip, especially with Tron. And Disney had announced that they are halting construction. Construction is completely on a hold because I believe it's like with the finances and everything that for the quarterly earnings and everything, they're trying to stretch as much money as possible. But in order to do that, they have to stop construction. So it is now pushing the opening dates for these attractions to sometime in 2022. No official date has been announced in 2022, but that is the target for everything. And then Disney officially confirmed it by sealing up the opening of the show building for Tron, that where you exit out into on the track, and they completely sealed it up, and so they said they're going to do some finishing touches. They're going to finish the canopy, but after the canopy, everything is going to stop until sometime in 2021, when construction will continue again for a certain period of time and then finish off in 2022. And the same goes for Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was completely bummed, but at the same time, is that really a big surprise? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. I mean, I understand like during this whole pandemic of kind of like tightening the purse strings, so to speak. I mean, I understand that. But it's surprising in the sense that they're already building it. Like, it seems like it's like kind of moving right along. Like, just finish it, like, because it's weird because it's like, and I think we talked about this before, but it's weird because like Florida's open, so they're making some money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they're going to delay these attractions where Disneyland is closed, but then they're like still full steam ahead with Avengers Campus and Runaway Railway. I don't understand that. Like, what? Like it makes no sense to me. Like, there's no money coming in here. There's at least a little bit coming over there, but they're like screeching things to a halt over here. The only thing I can think of is maybe because Disneyland doesn't have any cast members working right now, so they're not as tight. They're not spending as much money. It just seems weird to me. That's what really surprised me with this whole announcement.
And I agree with you. I could understand like if they were just laying the foundation,
Right.
then I can understand, okay, they didn't even put in a dime yet into this, but the show buildings are built. They are fully built, and these two buildings are massive.
Right.
I've seen them in person, and they are huge. Not including the canopy itself, just the show building itself. It is huge. With the track is already built. I'm for sure they still have to do like some inner workings like within the building, with the queue and the inside part, but the actual ride itself is done. And yes, they probably still have some ways to go, but I'm for sure that they could have been ready for the 50th, at least in October. Maybe not summer, but maybe by the end of 2021. I still think if they would have been at full steam ahead, Tron and Guardians would have been open. And to be quite frank, not to kind of compare apples to oranges here, but that's not stopping Universal with the Velociraptor coaster for Jurassic World. They're still going, So I'm like, I mean, I know Disney has a lot more on its plate than what Universal does, but it's like I'm like with you, like I can understand somewhat from a financial point, but if they actually want to make a profit, I would actually, since it's almost practically done, finish it so that maybe they could get more people down there for the 50th to experience them.
Well, and also during a pandemic, I mean, and look, I'm not a doctor. Just want to make that clear. I'm not a scientist, but from what I've understood, from what the media and everything is telling us, it's better to be like outside than in an enclosed space. A Tron is like basically an outdoor coaster. Yes, you have these indoor portions of the attraction, but for the most part, you're in the wide open. What better ride than to have something like that where you're kind of out in the open air? You're not closed in and cramped into a small dark ride. I don't understand. That would have been a great ride.
And especially with the kind of ride vehicle it is, you're supposed to be like on a motorcycle. So you're kind of dipped down. So if anyone sneezes or coughs, you're already low. It's going right over your head.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really does boggle my mind. And then it doesn't seem like they're halting any kind of movement with the Star Wars hotel, which is also surprising because I feel like the tourism market is really dead. Like I don't see that recovering anytime soon, but for some reason that seems to be like their priority. They're posting pictures of it, of the hotel rooms, and they're really giving us progress reports on that hotel. But like, I don't know, that seems like it's almost like a cruise line where it's a closed in thing. I don't see how that's gonna, I don't know. It boggles my mind.
Yeah, I would have honestly focused more on Tron and Guardians, because that would have opened more of the market to get people down there to say, hey, more new attractions, let's go experience them. Where with the Star Wars Hotel, one, you're inside. Two, it's more of an experience, just alone by itself, not connected to any of the theme park. And three, I'm for sure you're going to have to fork out an arm and a leg to do it. And it just makes me wonder, I don't know, maybe if that's Disney's plan to actually bring in some revenue from the Star Wars Star Cruiser, and then with that revenue start back the construction.
but yeah, and that's a good point. But then who can even afford that? Like right now, a lot of people are losing their jobs, their businesses. They're on unemployment. And then you're going to go and ask them, hey, spend $3,000 a person or whatever it is, outrageous amount for the hotel. I don't know, man. And look, hey, they have a lot of smart people at Disney. You know what I'm saying? A lot smarter than me. I don't have an MBA or anything like that. But I mean, it just feel like I completely agree with you. Like Tron and Guardians would have been a better investment right now. The hotel could wait. I mean, that's something that I don't even know if they can even do that anytime soon with the pandemic.
Well, I even thought, me personally, I thought the Star Wars Star Cruiser was going to be scrapped. Like when they were cutting everything, and when they said, okay, we're not doing the Mary Poppins attraction with Cherry Tree Lane right now, that's completely, I thought, well, the Star Cruiser is not going to go anywhere, and we can't even get the cruise lines up. So if you can't get the cruise lines up, how could you do this? It's the same aspect, but it's on land instead of water.
Right. And they showed the hotel rooms. They're like broom closets, like, I mean, I don't know how, I mean, they're very, very claustrophobic, and that's not exactly, I mean, I guess you stay, which is your immediate family.
What they said was the whole entire thing was to live out a Star Wars experience where you have to like do these activities on the ship to like, it plays with the storyline. I don't know how, again, just like with the cruise line industry, I don't know how they're going to do that with social distancing and and mask wearing. I don't know how that's going to, and then again, if people have to fork out an arm and a leg for it, they're going to want the full experience.
Right. And I wonder how much of that original concept, because remember, a lot of these concepts were all kind of baked into the cake early on. Like they were working on this hotel when they were working on the original Star Wars land Batuu. But like we've talked about in the other segment, they're already having to shift the focus for Batuu, where it's not like your own Star Wars adventure. It's going to be more like this kind of like this pliable, all-encompassing like Star Wars area. Are they going to, I wonder, are they going to continue with that live your Star Wars adventure thing with the hotel if they're kind of ditching it with Batuu? That's another thing I'm wondering.
That is possible. That really is. So I wonder, yeah, if it's going to be a completely different altercation of what they originally had planned, because of what we were just talking about with our other segment, with the Mandalorian coming into Galaxy's Edge, which I will then post the video at the end of this one. That you know how much of it's going to be altered. Because me personally, rather than just doing a Star Wars Star Cruiser hotel, I would have used that land and connected it to Batuu, because they said people who are staying in the Star Cruiser will then have a 1-day pass just in Batuu, just on Galaxy's Edge, that they'll have their own sort of adventure when they step out of the Star Cruiser. So
Cool.
So that means that it's going to be connected to the park. It's going to be adjacent to Galaxy's Edge. So that does make me think that I wonder if all that space back there, if that's actually going to be an expansion to Galaxy's Edge itself.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everything is so up in the air right now. It's really weird. I mean, I'm not sure when they announced that whole situation with Batuu. Well, they didn't. I'm sorry, they didn't announce it, but I guess that was it's a rumor at this point, right? They didn't announce that they're changing the
Yeah, they
theme.
didn't say nothing official yet.
Yeah, but I guess it was a lot of credible sources are saying that that's what they're going to do. But when that news dropped, it really changes the game because everything now connected to Batuu is up in question. You know, the hotel. Are they going to have a Darth Vader experience or a Grogu character dining? Who knows now, you know, like at the hotel. I mean, it's possible, you know.
Yeah, it is. And I think maybe that's where Disney's mind's at right now, because we're saying, oh, yeah, work on Tron and Guardians, leave the Star Wars Star Cruiser alone. But they may have bigger plans with that more than meets the eye. So they may have been weighing their pros and cons. And it's like, well, we already have Tron and Guardians up. Let's leave it for right now because we will finish it. You know, we're not going to leave those buildings sitting there. Hopefully not. You know, it's not going to be like Disneyland's People Mover. But it's like, oh gosh, what an eyesore that would be. But
those are massive. Like that prom building is massive.
Yeah, and I think they have the rides to a point where they now can set them aside and maybe work on something much bigger. And if that is the case, if that is the truth of what's supposed to go on with the Star Cruiser, then that could be Disney's way of saying, you know what, because there has to be a purpose why they're still working on the Star Cruiser and not Tron and Guardians.
Right. Yeah, they must feel there's a market for that when things open up, and I don't see it. I really don't. And I'm not even talking about like the pandemic per se, but the effects of the pandemic, like, you know, the unemployment rate, people lost their business, people lost their job. Like no one can afford that right now.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, you're already putting out, again, I use this term a lot, you're already putting out an arm and a leg for a Walt Disney World package anyway.
Right.
For hotel, for tickets, for food. And then you're going to add on another $3,000 separate to do this Star Wars experience.
Jeez.
It's a lot of money. It was already going to be expensive even before the shutdown.
Right.
So it's like now it's like, really?
Yeah. And this speaks to, and I'm going to digress just a little bit, but this really speaks to, and I talked to Dre, Vash Sky, about this actually like a couple of months ago, but this speaks to the viability of the Walt Disney World model going forward. How many days and how much money can the like an average family honestly add on to the current Walt Disney World vacation? Because like you said already, it's a week-long vacation. There's thousands of dollars already involved. How much more can you kind of tack onto that before you start cannibalizing yourself, you know? And the Star Wars Hotel, I mean, it definitely brings up that point where it's like, okay, like you mentioned, I'm spending thousands of dollars already for Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios, this, that, and the other. And now I got to spend another $3,000 a head or whatever it is on the hotel for the Star Wars thing. At what point do you start to eat yourself alive? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I really do. And this is actually going to touch upon our next segment, which I will get into, that like a lot of things being, cut, but the only thing that's not being cut are the prices. Prices are going up, but everything else is dropping like flies.
I know. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
So we're going to actually get into that right now after this video. So everyone, please stay tuned for the video. I want to thank you, OrangeGrove55, for joining me. And remember, everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, stay Disney. See you later.
Bye-bye.